We have Caitlin Clark making her USA Senior Camp debut. Caitlin Clark basketball slowly yet surely is creeping up on us. Can't wait to see what she's got up her sleeve.
This decision is one that will undoubtedly haunt A'ja Wilson for years to come. Picture this. Caitlin Clark has just received a golden ticket, a truly coveted invitation to Team USA's critical December training camp. And you have to understand, this isn't just any camp. This is the one that literally decides who earns the incredible honor of wearing the red, white, and blue on the biggest stages imaginable. We're talking about the World Cup and Olympic rosters here. And where is A'ja Wilson during all of this? Sitting at home, watching it unfold from the sidelines. After months of throwing shade at Clark, after subtle digs and not-so-subtle complaints, karma has arrived at her front door, delivering the ultimate ice-cold reality check. Before we dive into what is shaping up to be an absolute disaster for Wilson's career narrative, I need you to drop your most honest opinion in the comments below. Do you genuinely think A'ja Wilson is jealous of Caitlin Clark, or is she just a fiercely misunderstood competitor? Because I promise you, what I'm about to lay out might completely change your mind.
Ways that I don't really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout, I have 11 other minds on my team and in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any attention to it. My goal is just to go out there and be the best that I can be for my teammates, both on and off the court, and we're going to go out there and be.
All right, let me break down exactly what just happened, because honestly, the irony here is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Team USA, led by the undisputed legend Sue Bird as managing director, has officially announced their roster for the upcoming December training camp, all taking place at Duke University. Now, let's be crystal clear, this is not some casual get-together. This isn't a situation where players just show up, shoot around for a couple of days, and head home. No, this camp determines everything. It answers the biggest questions in the sport. Who will make the 2026 World Cup team? Who will earn the once-in-a-lifetime honor of representing the U.S. at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles? This is where legacies are forged, careers are defined, and the next generation of American basketball legends is officially born. And guess who received that golden invitation, that undeniable nod of approval? You already know the answer: Caitlin Clark. And guess whose name was conspicuously, glaringly missing from the list? A'ja Wilson.
I love Caitlin Clark. There's no... I think she's amazing. I watched every time I possibly could. And our league loves her. This has nothing to do... We're just doing our job. We're going to show up. Who is ever on the other team is on the other team. We don't really care. We're going to show up and do us. And so I think this narrative of like everybody hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing, knock it off. It's not there. It's not there. So shut down the noise. And by the way, what is she, 22? She's a 22-year-old woman with a lot of pressure.
She's not perfect.
She's not perfect. She's a rookie.
Just let that sink in for a moment. Really think about what that means. The very same A'ja Wilson who has spent the better part of the last year taking shots at Caitlin Clark, whether through petty social media campaigns or desperately trying to convince anyone who would listen that she's just as marketable, just as valuable as Clark, has now been left off the single most important roster in all of women's basketball. It's a stunning public rebuke of everything she's been pushing. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is lacing up her sneakers, preparing to walk into that camp and officially cement her status as the undeniable face of Team USA for the next decade. You honestly cannot write a better script for poetic justice. This is the ultimate affirmation of just how out of touch some of the criticism leveled at Clark has been, a direct, unavoidable consequence of the delusion, and frankly, the insanity that has surrounded this situation. Now let's talk about who is being handed the keys to the kingdom alongside Caitlin Clark, because this roster reads like a who's who of the absolute future of women's basketball. There's Caitlin Clark, of course. Paige Buchers, making her highly anticipated senior national team debut. Guju Watkins, another rising superstar destined for greatness. Angel Reese, keeping that electrifying Clark-Reese rivalry alive on the international stage.
Black women, but Nike...
Just let that sink in for a moment. Really think about what that means. The very same Ozza Wilson who has spent the better part of the last year taking shots at Caitlin Clark, whether through petty social media campaigns or desperately trying to convince anyone who would listen that she's just as marketable, just as valuable as Clark, has now been left off the single most important roster in all of women's basketball. It's a stunning public rebuke of everything she's been pushing. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is lacing up her sneakers, preparing to walk into that camp and officially cement her status as the undeniable face of Team USA for the next decade. You honestly cannot write a better script for poetic justice. This is the ultimate affirmation of just how out of touch some of the criticism leveled at Clark has been, a direct, unavoidable consequence of the delusion, and frankly, the insanity that has surrounded this situation. Now let's talk about who is being handed the keys to the kingdom alongside Caitlin Clark, because this roster reads like a who's who of the absolute future of women's basketball. There's Caitlin Clark, of course. Paige Buchers, making her highly anticipated senior national team debut. Guju Watkins, another rising superstar destined for greatness. Angel Reese, keeping that electrifying Clark-Reese rivalry alive on the international stage. Add Cameron Brink and Aaliyah Boston, and then the veteran leadership of Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young holding it all down. What you're looking at is Team USA's literal blueprint for the next era of global dominance in women's basketball, and Ozza Wilson is nowhere to be found. Before Wilson's defenders rush to her defense in the comments, let's be perfectly clear. This is not about dismissing Wilson's talent. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is denying that she's been an elite force in the WNBA. Multiple-time MVP, championship winner, dominant presence for years. But here's the point that seems to be getting missed. Being good at basketball isn't enough for Team USA anymore. They need players who can represent American basketball on the world stage, captivate global audiences, and elevate the entire program to new heights. Right now, Caitlin Clark does all of those things better than anyone else in the sport, including Wilson. Sue Bird didn't flip a coin to make this decision. She is one of the greatest players in history and arguably possesses the sharpest basketball mind in the women's game today. She knows what it takes to win internationally, what players thrive in FIBA competition, and exactly what Team USA needs, not only to maintain dominance but to grow the global appeal of women's basketball. When Sue Bird looks at Caitlin Clark, she sees the total package. When she looks at the situation surrounding Wilson, she sees something that doesn't fit the vision they are building. And what are they building? It's crucial context. Team USA isn't just trying to win gold medals anymore. Their mission is bigger than that. They are actively growing the sport globally, attracting millions of new fans, maximizing commercial appeal, and using their massive platform to elevate women's basketball worldwide. Caitlin Clark brings all of that organically. Her games shatter viewership records. Her jersey sales obliterate everyone else's. Her social media engagement dwarfs that of any other player in the league. Global corporations line up just for a chance to partner with her. A whole generation of kids wants to pick up a basketball because of her. That is the kind of seismic impact Team USA wants at the very center of their program moving forward.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible. I mean, you watch her and it's unguardable. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. Like, she's just that dominant, whether it's her mid-range game, she can put it on the floor. She's just so athletic, but also she affects the game on both ends. Like, she's a really good defensive player, great rim protector, just so athletic, and obviously she's been able to shoot the three pretty well this year too. So it's fun to watch. It's like I said, like, everybody in the league knows you can't guard it. You basically just live with what she's going to do to you every single night. It's just you contain it as best you can, and she's going to make some shots that are really tough. And like I said, like it's going to be a tall task. It's going to take multiple people. You just hope to contain it the best.
Now, to fully grasp the incredible weight of this decision, let's rewind the tape and talk about how we even got here. Honestly, Ozza Wilson's reaction to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has been one long, cringeworthy display of jealousy and deep-seated insecurity. It really kicked off with that Nike deal. Remember when Clark signed her massive, historic endorsement contract with Nike, one of the biggest deals ever seen in women's sports? Wilson couldn't stand by and let Clark have her moment. No, instead she launched her bizarre "I Have a Shoe Too" campaign, posting pictures of her own Nike sneakers all over social media. It came across like a child desperately demanding attention at someone else's birthday party. The desperation was palpable. Instead of celebrating a monumental win for all of women's basketball, recognizing that a deal like Clark's lifts all boats for female athletes, Wilson made it about herself, and she just looked petty. Then came the cryptic social media posts. "What is delayed is not denied" became Wilson's personal mantra, posted repeatedly as Clark's star continued to rise. The message was clear. Wilson truly believed she deserved the same recognition and commercial success as Clark and was merely biding her time. The only problem? That moment never came. While Wilson posted inspirational quotes about patience, Clark earned her success through jaw-dropping performance, a magnetic personality, and an unprecedented impact on the sport. The Time Athlete of the Year award seems to have broken Wilson completely. When Clark became the first women's basketball player to win this prestigious honor, Wilson's social media activity went into overdrive, liking posts questioning Clark's merit, sharing content suggesting others were more deserving. The salt levels were off the charts. Instead of celebrating an incredible moment for women's basketball, Wilson chose bitterness. She even tried claiming she commands the same speaking fees as Clark. Pause for a second. That statement was delusional. Caitlin Clark is currently the most sought-after athlete in women's sports. Companies are practically throwing money at her just to show up at events for a few hours. Wilson wants everyone to believe she's playing in the same financial stratosphere. The claim revealed how profoundly insecure she is about Clark's commercial dominance. Every Clark milestone triggered a Wilson meltdown: rookie records, playoff leadership, media features. The pattern was exhausting and transparent. Wilson could not let Clark enjoy a single success without trying to diminish it or redirect attention to herself. Now we are here. This camp invitation is the ultimate validation of Clark's accomplishments and the ultimate rejection of Wilson's approach. Team USA evaluated both players, their skills, leadership, marketability, and fit with the program's future, and chose Clark. They didn't just choose her, they actively left Wilson at home. This is an active statement about where Team USA sees the future of women's basketball heading. The coaching staff, including WNBA head coaches Cheryl Reeve, Cara Lawson, and Stephanie White, are professional evaluators who make decisions with cold, hard objectivity. They've watched Clark elevate her teammates, perform under pressure, handle media with grace, and represent the sport. They've apparently watched Wilson too, and decided she doesn't fit what they need. Clark's chemistry with Aaliyah Boston, her former Indiana Fever teammate, is another advantage. That partnership could form the bedrock of Team USA for years, while Wilson watches from home. The roster is stacked with elite young talent: Paige Buchers, Guju Watkins, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, and Aaliyah Boston, plus veteran leaders like Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. This is a generational shift, positioning Clark as the leader and cornerstone. Meanwhile, Wilson is absent, highlighting the difference in approach. Clark deflects praise to teammates, promotes the sport, and shows authenticity that resonates with fans and decision-makers. Wilson has centered everything on herself, her achievements, recognition, and status, creating a liability when someone else commands more attention. The commercial impact of Clark is undeniable. Nike deals, sold-out arenas, record-breaking TV ratings, social media engagement, and international appeal. Clark delivers in every metric Wilson does not. Forbes recognized Clark on their 30 Under 30 list, a reflection of her cultural influence beyond basketball. Her crossover into golf has even expanded her audience further. Wilson has never generated this level of multi-sport influence or economic impact. Now, Wilson watches as Clark prepares for the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Olympics, opportunities that define international basketball careers. Team USA is building its future around Clark, surrounding her with young talent and developing chemistry that will pay dividends for years. Wilson's months of jealous behavior and petty social media campaigns have backfired spectacularly. Every attempt to diminish Clark only highlighted Wilson's own insecurity. Clark excels in every area the Team USA staff evaluates: skills, leadership, coachability, chemistry, and pressure performance, because she's been doing it at the highest level since college. She knows how to make teammates better, represent the sport with class, and perform when the world is watching. Wilson tried to tear Clark down, but in the end, she only exposed her own weaknesses. A'ja Wilson spent months trying to convince the world she was on Clark's level. Team USA just answered that question definitively for everyone. What do you think? Was this decision fair, or did Wilson get left behind? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more coverage of this unfolding drama, hit that like button and subscribe.